Good evening. My name is Rich Manis, and I will be serving as tonight's moderator for the 4th Annual Vineland Invitational Academic Bowl. Tonight, Vineland High School takes on Buena Regional High School. Thank you for coming out and supporting these wonderful students. Before we begin, I'd like to thank Mr. Hank Ehrlich, Vineland High School Stage Director, for setting up the stage for tonight's competition. In addition, I would like to thank tonight's judge, Ms. Diane Dooley, and tonight's timer, Ms. Gia Masori, for serving. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to review the rules which govern tonight's competition. Please listen carefully. The format. Each team will consist of 4 seniors and 4 juniors. In addition, each school will have 1 senior and 1 junior alternate. Time. The academic bowl will last for 60 minutes and consist of 2 30-minute halves. Between halves, there will be a 15-minute intermission. In the first 30-minute half, 2 seniors and 2 juniors from each school will compete. In the second 30-minute half, 2 different seniors and 2 different juniors from each school will compete. The school with the highest score at the end of the second half will win the academic bowl and be crowned academic bowl champions. And if you look right below my podium, will receive this beautiful gold trophy emblazoned with the name of the victor, either Buena Regional Academic Bowl champions or Vineland High School Academic Bowl champions. Questions. Each question will be read twice. After the second reading, the school receiving the question will have 30 seconds to answer. 60 seconds will be given for questions requiring calculations. If the question is answered incorrectly, the question will be read one more time, and the opposing school will have 15 seconds to answer. I will only accept answers from the respective team captains. Tonight's questions have been provided from both schools and will be randomly asked. Scoring. Each question is worth 5 points. If a school answers incorrectly, the opposing school may attempt to steal the question for 3 points. Resources. No calculators are permitted. Competitors are allowed pencil and paper only. Very important, challenges. Any challenges to questions asked during the first half should be submitted to the judge, who is Miss Diane Dooley. Again, wave, Miss Dooley. She is your judge. In writing at the end of the first half. The same will apply to the second half. The judge's decision is final. Scoring. If both schools are tied at the end of the second half, a final 2-minute written answer, multi-part question will serve as the tiebreaker. The team with the most correct answers to the tie-breaking question wins. If both schools supply the same number of correct answers, the team that submits their responses to me first will win. Are there any questions? Buena? Nope. Vineland? On that note, let's get ready to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and for the millions of fans watching around the world on Channel 9 News, it is my pleasure to say those infamous words by esteemed Michael Buffer, "Let's get ready to rumble!" No! At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to the students who will be competing in the first half of the competition. Sitting at the table to my left, weighing in at a combined weight of 500 pounds, hailing from the great city of Buena, Captain Senior Matthew Schofield. Please stand. Take a round of applause. Senior Jazz Deep Dillon, Junior Gabby DeStefano, and Junior Karen Guadarrama, and your alternate, Olga Cordelesh. Collectively, Buena is known as the Blue Marauders. Sitting at the table to my right, also weighing in at an amazing combined weight of 500 pounds, hailing from the great city of Vineland. Please rise when I call your name. Captain Senior Hannah Joyce, Senior Bobby Dickinson, Junior Savan Patel, and Junior Lucas Thomas, alternate Junior Savannah Brown. Collectively, they are known as the Vineland Brain Brawlers. Good luck to each team. Since Buena is our guest, they have elected the choice of receiving the first question for the first half or the first question for the second half. They have elected to choose the first question of the first half. Therefore, Vineland, you will receive the first question of the second half. At this time, I'll ask the alternates to have a seat, and we will begin. Question number 1 goes to Buena. Fort Dix is named for Major General John Adams Dix, a U.S. Senator and Secretary of Treasury. Name one of the 2 wars in which he fought. Again, Fort Dix is named for Major General John Adams Dix, a U.S. Senator and Secretary of Treasury. Name one of the 2 wars in which he fought.
We only need one.
Only one.
Vietnam.
That is incorrect. Vineland.
Mexican-American War.
Say again? I didn't hear you, I'm sorry.
The Mexican-American War.
That is incorrect. The answer was the War of 1812 or the American Civil War. Question number 2 goes to Vineland. The first baseball game was played in this town. The first baseball game was played in this town.
Cooperstown.
That is incorrect. Buena.
New York.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Hoboken.
If it was Boston, it would have.
Buena. In geometry, this word is defined as the intersection point of 2 sides of a plane figure. In geometry, this word is defined as the intersection point of 2 sides of a plane figure.
Point.
That is incorrect. Vineland.
Vertex.
Vertex is correct. Point Vineland. Vineland. In geometry, this word is defined as the part of a straight line considered as originating at a point on the line and is extending in one direction from that point. Again, in geometry, this word is defined as the part of a straight line considered as originating at a point on the line and is extending in one direction from that point?
The origin.
That is incorrect. Buena.
Ray.
Ray is correct. Point, Buena.
Go team. Wouldn't even go.
Buena. The air we breathe consists of 78% nitrogen and 21% oxygen.
Yes.
What gas is next in highest percentage? Again, the air we breathe consists of 78% nitrogen and 21% oxygen. What gas is next in highest percentage?
Argon.
Argon is correct.
Strong.
Vineland.
Strong.
Which metal on the periodic table is the most malleable? Again, which metal on the periodic table is the most malleable?
Gold.
Gold is correct. Score is tied, 8-8. Buena. Name the capital of Syria. Name the capital of Syria.
Tel Aviv.
That is incorrect. Vineland.
Damascus.
Damascus is correct. Vineland.
Strong.
What are the 4 states that form the Four Corners region of the American Southwest? What are the 4 states that form the Four Corners region of the American Southwest?
New Mexico, Arizona, Utah, and Nevada.
That is incorrect. Buena. Buena. Response?
Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, and Colorado.
That is correct.
Strong.
Buena. Name the writer of the collection of poems called Leaves of Grass. Name the writer of the collection of poems called Leaves of Grass.
Walt Whitman.
That is correct. Vineland. Name the author of As I Lay Dying. Name the author of As I Lay Dying.
Pass.
Vineland, or Buena.
Thoreau.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is William Faulkner. Buena. Where did Robert E. Lee surrender to Ulysses S. Grant on April 9th, 1868?
Gettysburg.
That is incorrect. Vineland.
Charleston.
That is incorrect as well. The correct answer is the Appomattox Courthouse. Vineland. Name the plane that dropped the first atomic bomb on Hiroshima, or some people say Hiroshima. Name the plane that dropped the first atomic bomb on Hiroshima, Hiroshima.
The Enola Gay.
The Enola Gay is correct.
Thank you.
Our next two questions center around trigonometry. Buena, what is the cotangent of 630 degrees? What is the cotangent of 630 degrees? And for our audience at home watching on TV, I gave each one of the captains that question in written form. Remember, both teams, you have 60 seconds, so you have additional 30 seconds to answer this question. 30 seconds remaining. Buena, answer.
3 pi over 2.
That is incorrect. Vineland,
0.
0 is correct. Okay. A man holds the string of his kite 3 feet off the ground. He has let out 180 feet of string. The angle of elevation to the kite from the man is 30 degrees. How far off the ground is the kite? Again, a man holds the string of his kite 3 feet off the ground. He has let out 180 feet of string. The angle of elevation to the kite from the man is 30 degrees. How far off the ground is the kite? 60 seconds.
Can we just answer?
93 feet.
93 feet is correct. Buena. DNA codes for proteins, which are the building blocks of organisms. What is the most abundant protein in the human body? DNA codes for proteins, which are the building blocks of organisms. What is the most abundant protein in the human body?
Hemoglobin.
That is incorrect. Vineland.
Keratin.
That is incorrect as well. The correct answer is collagen. Vineland. What word as is described as, quote, the growth or movement response of a cell or an organism to light? What word is described as, quote, the growth or movement response of a cell or an organism to light?
Pass.
Buena.
Photophilic.
That is incorrect. Phototropism. Phototropism. Buena. Who was the first Norman king of England? He ruled from 1066 until his death. Who was the first Norman king of England? He ruled from 1066 until his death.
William.
More specific.
The first.
Incorrect. Vineland.
William the Conqueror.
William the Conqueror is correct. Vineland. What French leader sold 530 million acres to U.S. President Thomas Jefferson for approximately $15 million in 1803 in what is commonly referred to as the Louisiana Purchase? What French leader? You want to answer?
Oh, I didn't.
You can answer.
Napoleon Bonaparte.
Napoleon Bonaparte is correct. Buena. The definition of this musical term is, quote, the organization of beats into regular groupings, end quote. It is a reoccurring pattern of stresses or accents that provide the pulse or beat of music. Again, the definition of this musical term is, quote, the organization of beats into regular groupings, end quote. It is a reoccurring pattern of stresses or accents that provide the pulse or beat of music.
All right. Melody.
That is incorrect. Vineland.
Rhythm.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is meter. Vineland. The definition of this term is a shift from one key to another within the same piece. This may or may not be accompanied by a change in key signature. The definition of this term is a shift from one key to another within the same piece. This may or may not be accompanied by a change in key signature.
Key change.
Incorrect. Buena.
Regression.
Incorrect. The correct answer is modulation. Buena. Spell the word conscientious, which is an adjective used to describe a person wishing to do what is right, especially to do one's work or duty well and thoroughly, as in, quote, a conscientious and hardworking clerk, end quote. Spell the word conscientious.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Conscientous.
That is incorrect. Vineland.
Conskiencious.
Judge Dooley. Incorrect. The correct spelling, Conskientious. Vineland. Spell the word perseverance, which is defined as steadfastness in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success, as, quote, his perseverance with the technique illustrates his single-mindedness, end quote. Spell the word perseverance.
Perseverance.
That is correct. Buena. What songwriter won this year's Nobel Prize for Literature?
Bob Dylan?
Bob Dylan is correct. Vineland. What new smartphone has been catching fire, literally? What new smartphone has been catching fire, literally?
The Note 7.
Yeah.
Manufactured by who? More specific.
Samsung.
That is correct. Buena. Factor x to the third power minus 125. Factor x, 8 times x to the third power, correction, 8 times x to the third power minus 125. No. 30 more seconds. Answer, Buena.
4x plus 5, 2x minus 5, 2x minus 5.
That is incorrect. Vineland.
In parentheses, 2x plus 5, end parentheses, new parentheses, 2x plus 5, end parentheses, new parentheses, 2x minus 5, end parentheses.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is parentheses 2x minus 5, close parentheses, times parentheses 4 times x to the second power plus 10x plus 25, close parentheses. Vineland.
That's pretty good.
Write the equation of a line and slope minus line and slope intercept form that goes through parentheses 3, the coordinates 3, comma, -4, close parentheses, and is perpendicular to y equals 1/4 times x minus 5.
Y equals -4x plus 8.
That is correct. Buena. What physics term is described as, quote, a change of direction that light undergoes when it enters a medium with a different density from the one through which it has been traveling, end quote? What physics term is described as, quote, a change of direction that light undergoes when it enters a medium with a different density from the one through which it has been traveling, end quote?
Refraction.
That is correct. Vineland. What physics term is described as, quote, the largest angle that refraction can occur when light moves from a more dense to a less dense medium, end quote? What physics term is described as the largest angle that refraction can occur when light moves from a more dense to a less dense medium?
Pass.
Buena.
$180.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is critical angle. At this time, the score is Vineland 47, Buena 26. Checking in with our official time score, Ms. Masori, how much time left in the first half? 3.5 minutes. And we proceed. Buena, how many sitting U.S. Supreme Court justices are there today? How many sitting U.S. Supreme Court justices are there today?
Eight.
8 is correct.
I thought he said city.
Vineland, the Electoral College consists of how many electors? The Electoral College consists of how many electors?
$540.
That is incorrect. Buena,
538.
538 is correct. Buena. 2 dice are rolled. Find the probability that the sum is equal to 4. 2 dice are rolled. Find the probability that the sum is equal to 4. And this will be our last question of the first half.
I just like making these jokes. Yeah, okay. 1 in 12.
Judge Julie. Judge Dooley. That is correct. Our score after the first half of play, Vineland, the first half team known as the Brain Brawlers, with 47 points. Give them a big round of applause.
Still know about that same subject.
And Buena, known as the Blue Marauders, with 30, is that correctly, 39? 39 points. Give them a big round of applause. At this time, we will take a 15-minute intermission and return with the second half of competition. Congratulations to both teams to this point. Fourth annual Vineland Invitational Academic Bowl as we resume with our second half of competition. At the close of the first half of competition, the score was Vineland 47, Buena 39. During the intermission, both Buena and Vineland submitted challenges to answers that were provided. During that intermission, Judge Diane Dooley reviewed those challenges, and she, at this time, if you would approach the podium and go over what you found from those challenges. Miss Diane Dooley.
Thank you, Mr. Panis. Vineland challenged the question that was about music, a definition of a musical term, and I accepted their challenge, so they had +3. That was a Buena question. Vineland challenged with the answer of rhythm, and I accepted that. Buena had 3 challenges. The first challenge was about malleable metal. Vineland answered the correct answer of gold and earned 5 points for that. Buena challenged with mercury, and I accepted that for an additional 3 points. The other 2 challenges from Buena were not accepted. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dooley. So that will alter our score. Has the score been altered? Is that the new score reflecting those challenges, Ms. Dooley? Okay. After some fancy computer work by Ms. Masori, we now have our updated score entering the second half. Vineland 50, Buena 42. All right, it is my pleasure to introduce our second half competitors. Sitting at the table at my left, amazingly also weighing 500 pounds combined, hailing from the great city of Buena, Senior Dan Ruga, Senior Linda Francischini, Senior Isabella DiStefano, and Junior Chris Green. Alternate Matthew Ware. Collectively, they are known as Los Diablos Arroz. Big round of applause. Not too bad, huh? Yeah, cool. All right. Sitting at the table to my right, also weighing in an amazing 500 combined pounds, hailing from the great city of Vineland, Senior Travis Harrell, Senior Nerese Muller, Junior Anuj Patel, Junior Julia Albertson, and Senior Alternate Ian Simek. Collectively, they are known as the Vineland Jeopardizers. Big round of applause. All right, alternates, please have a seat at this time. As we said in the first half, Buena accepted to go first. Therefore, Vineland will go first in the second half. First question is a math question. A jar contains 3 red marbles, 7 green marbles, and 10 white marbles. If 2 marbles are drawn from the jar at random without replacement, what is the probability that both marbles are white? A jar contains 3 red marbles, 7 green marbles, and 10 white marbles. If 2 marbles are drawn from the jar at random without replacement, what is the probability that both marbles are white?
Nine over 38.
9 over 38. That is correct. Buena. The art critic Louis Leroy coined the term Impressionism from a painting titled, and here goes my French, Impression sur l'île Levant. If you want a spelling, I will give it to you. Which artist created this painting? The art critic Louis Leroy coined the term Impressionism from a painting titled Impression sur l'île Levant. Which artist created this painting?
Claude Monet.
That is correct. You understood my French. Vineland. There are actually 4 versions of the screen, one of which sold for $120 million in 2012. Name the artist who created this painting. There are actually 4 versions of the screen, one of which sold for $120 million in 2012. Name the artist who created this painting. Vineland, your answer.
Pass.
Buena.
Pablo Picasso.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Edvard Munch. Am I saying that correctly, Miss Dooley? Okay, she believes I'm right. That's the good as we got, okay? Edward Munch. All right, Buena. Puck is a mischievous character in which of Shakespeare's plays? Puck is a mischievous character in which of Shakespeare's plays?
A Midsummer Night's Dream.
That is correct. Vineland. Paulo Coelho's book about an Andalusian shepherd boy named Santiago is called what? Paulo Coelho's book about an Andalusian shepherd boy named Santiago is called what? Violent. Answer.
Pass.
Buena.
The Alchemist.
That is correct. And with that question, we have Vineland 55, Buena tying it 55. Buena. America's oldest working lighthouse is over 250 years old. It has survived the American Revolution and Hurricane Sandy. Where is it located? America's oldest working lighthouse is over 250 years old. It survived the American Revolution and Hurricane Sandy. Where is it located?
Cape May.
That is incorrect. Vineland.
Port Norris.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Sandy Hook. Vineland. What U.S. president was born in Caldwell, New Jersey? What U.S. president was born in Caldwell, New Jersey? That is incorrect. Buena.
Woodrow Wilson.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Grover Cleveland. Next question to Buena. Sam cuts grass at 10 cents per square meter. How much does Sam earn cutting the area provided on the diagram given to you? Sam cuts grass at 10 cents per square meter. How much does Sam earn cutting the area provided on the diagram given to you? Forty-five seconds.
$54.
That is correct. Vineland. What is the area of this provided trapezoid? What is the area of this provided trapezoid? "45 seconds.
Twenty-two.
Say again.
22.
22 is correct. 60-60, tie score. Buena, what word describes, quote, atoms of the same element that contain equal numbers of protons but different numbers of neutrons in their nuclei, and hence differ in relative atomic mass but not in chemical properties? What?
Isotope.
Correct. Vineland, what chemical unit is defined as the number of moles of solute in 1 kilogram of solvent? What chemical unit is defined as the number of moles of solute in 1 kilogram of solvent? Vineland, answer.
Pass.
Buena,
Grams.
incorrect. The correct answer is molality. Buena, name the crescent-shaped lake on the border of Switzerland and France. It is Switzerland's largest body of water. Name the crescent-shaped lake on the border of Switzerland and France. It is Switzerland's largest body of water. Buena, answer.
Pass.
Vineland,
Lucerne.
incorrect. Lake Geneva. Vineland, name the mountain range between Spain and France. Name the mountain range between Spain and France. Vineland, answer.
Pass.
Buena,
The Pyrenees Mountains.
that is correct. Buena takes a commanding lead at 68, Vineland 60. Buena, this is a term described as, quote, a play on words, end quote, based on the multiple meanings of a single word or on words that sound alike but mean different things. It is a single word answer. This is a term described as, quote, a play on words based on the multiple meanings of a single word or on words that sound alike but mean different things. It is a single word answer.
Homonyms.
Incorrect. Vineland.
Pun.
Pun is correct. Vineland. This is a figure of speech that makes a comparison between two unlike things without the use of such specific words of comparison as like, as, than, or resembles. This is a figure of speech that makes a comparison between two unlike things without the use of such specific words of comparison as like, as, than, or resembles.
Metaphor.
Metaphor is correct. And just like that, we're tied up. Buena. What war did Theodore Roosevelt fight as the leader of the Rough Riders?
I'm ready to answer. The Spanish-American War.
You got it. Correct. Vineland. Hawaii was the 50th state, and Alaska was the 49th state added to the Union of the United States of America. What was the 48th state added? Hawaii was the 50th state, and Alaska was the 49th state added to the Union of the United States of America. What was the 48th state added? Vineland.
Nevada.
Incorrect. Buena.
Colorado.
Incorrect. Arizona. Buena. This is the most abundant element in the human body. This is the most abundant element in the human body.
Hydrogen.
Say again.
Hydrogen.
Incorrect. Vineland.
Carbon.
Incorrect. The answer, oxygen. Vineland. Plants absorb dissolved nitrates from the soil and convert them into this. Plants absorb dissolved nitrates from the soil and convert them into this.
Glycogen.
Say again.
Glycogen.
Incorrect. Buena.
Glucose.
Incorrect. The correct answer is nitrogen. Buena. On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, World War I was brought to a close in a train car. What year did the armistice between Germany and the Allies occur? On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, World War I was brought to a close in a train car. What year did this armistice between Germany and the Allies occur?
1919.
Incorrect. Vineland.
1918.
1918. Correct. Vineland. The Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact of 1939 was an armistice agreement to mutually divide up Poland once it was conquered that was signed between Adolf Hitler and this political leader. The Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact of 1939 was an armistice agreement to mutually divide up Poland once it was conquered that was signed between Adolf Hitler and this political leader.
Stalin.
Correct. Buena. As a result of Hurricane Matthew, nearly 1,000 people died in this country. Name it. As a result of Hurricane Matthew, nearly 1,000 people died in this country.
Mexico.
Incorrect. Vineland.
Haiti.
Haiti is correct. The score, Vineland 79, Buena 73. Close competition. Vineland. This federal holiday is being used in several large cities and the state of California as a day to recognize and celebrate Native Americans and their cultures and achievements. Name it. This federal holiday is being used in several large cities, and the state of California as a day to recognize and celebrate Native Americans and their cultures and achievements. Name it. Vineland, answer.
Columbus Day.
Is correct. Buena, you have $3.70 in dimes and quarters. You have 5 more quarters than dimes. How many of each coin do you have? You have $3.70 in dimes and quarters. You have 5 more quarters than dimes. How many of each coin do you have? "45 seconds. 15 seconds. Buena, answer.
14 dimes and 9 quarters.
Incorrect. Vineland. Vineland, answer.
Pass.
There is no pass. That would be incorrect. The answer is 7 dimes, 12 quarters. Vineland. Find all the roots of x to the third plus 9x. Find all the roots of x to the third plus 9x. Judge Missouri, while they're working, what is our official count? 4 minutes. Fifteen seconds.
X equals 0, 3, and negative 3.
X equals 0.
3 and negative 3.
Judge Dooley.
Neither do we.
Is Judge Yeager here? Judge Yeager is our AP Calculus teacher here at Vineland High School. If anyone knows, he should know. Incorrect. Judge Yeager says that is incorrect. Buena.
0, negative 3i, and 3i.
That is correct. Judge Missouri, the time? All right. Since we are so close and in the spirit of fairness, I have 4 questions left in my book. I will answer, or I will ask all 4 questions, because I know that'll probably take more than 2.5 minutes. Buena, sound produced at a point is heard 5 seconds later by one person, while the same sound is heard by another person 6 seconds later. If the speed of light is 300 meters per second, what are the maximum and minimum distances between the 2 people? Again, sound produced at a point is heard 5 seconds later by one person, while the same sound is heard by another person 6 seconds later. If the speed of light is 300 meters per second, what are the maximum and minimum distances between the 2 people? 30 seconds. Buena, answer.
Maximum 300 meters, minimum 30 meters.
That is incorrect. Vineland.
Maximum 330 meters, minimum. Okay. Sorry about that. Maximum 3,300 meters, minimum 300 meters.
That is correct. Vineland. A plane is flying horizontally at a velocity of 600 kilometers an hour at a height of 1,960 meters. When it is vertically at point A on the ground, a box is released. The box strikes the ground at point B. What is the distance AB? Again, a plane is flying horizontally at a velocity of 600 kilometers an hour at a height of 1,960 meters. When it is vertically at a point A on the ground, a box is released. The box strikes the ground at point B. What is the distance AB? Ten seconds. Vineland, answer.
0.6 kilometers.
Incorrect. Buena. 15 seconds. Buena, answer.
588.
Incorrect. The correct answer is 3.3 kilometers. We come to our final two questions. Vineland leading 87, Buena 76. Regardless of the outcome, there will be challenges most likely provided to Judge Dooley. I keep calling her Judge Dooley. Judge Dooley. So, although the outcome comes to a certain score, it doesn't mean that is the predicted winner until we have the final judge's verdict. Last two questions. The first goes to Buena. Which U.S. Constitution amendment limits the number of terms that a president may be elected? Which U.S. constitutional amendment limits the number of terms that a U.S. president may be elected? Buena.
22nd Amendment.
That is correct. 87, 81. You don't get closer. Vineland. Name the Secretary of Defense.
John Kerry.
That is incorrect. Buena. 15 seconds. Buena, answer.
General Mathis.
That is incorrect. The correct answer is Ash Carter. And at that becomes our last question. Currently, Vineland 87, Buena 81 before challenges go in. Buena, do you have any challenges?
No.
You have a challenge?
One question about what element makes up most of the human body. Oxygen by mass makes up most of the human body, but as far as atoms go, hydrogen is far more of the human body.
Okay. Please step up to the judges' table. Any other challenges from Buena? Parents, relatives? Vineland, any challenges? At the table? Yes or no?
In what? I literally cannot. I don't. What?
In the
No. No, we don't.
In the crowd? Aunts, uncles? Going once? Going twice? Oh, sir? Challenge? Come on up to the judges' table. State your affiliation. What team? See what you started? Judge Julie? I'm going to call you Judge Julie, okay? Judge Julie, once you have looked over those two, can you please proceed to the podium? It'll be a couple of minutes while she researches this information. At this time, while we wait, I'd like to ask all of the Buena academic team members, along with their coach, to please come up and stand by your designated table, and the same with Vineland, along with their academic coach. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause in the second half for Los Diablos Oros and the Jeopardizers. Ladies and gentlemen, before I turn the floor over to our coaches, I'd like to thank all the parents, friends, and family who came out to support these young women and men. and when you look at these women and men here, they are our future leaders in whatever chosen career path they choose to go in. We are all representing two fine academic institutions in Buena Regional High School and Vineland High School, and I think both of you tonight did your schools a proud service and represented them, and you should be very proud. When I look at each one of these groups, and this is by far a different academic competition because, as Ms. Volpe said, I'm a little off. You're not going to get many people to go, let's rumble and all that good stuff, but all kidding aside, it's in the spirit of having good competition and having fun and enjoying that, and each one of you should be very, very proud. And I can tell you, as your moderator tonight, I am very proud of each and every one of you. So give yourself a big round of applause. At this time, I'm going to have the coach for the Buena team. I'm not going to give you her wrestling name. She gave me a wrestling name she wanted to be introduced by, but I'm going to spare her that. I would like at this time to come up and say a few words. Betty Ann Klingel-Smith.
I'm afraid I don't have much to say. I just want to thank you very much, Vineland High School, for inviting us. We have enjoyed this immensely. I am sorry we couldn't have the cheerleaders, but we had powder puff or something, I don't know, going on. I also want to tell you that I'm very proud of my team, and I am so glad to be their advisor. And thank you again for having us.
And it is my pleasure at this time to introduce Vineland's coach, Vicki Yeager.
I cannot lie, I love that introduction. Thank you for coming tonight, all family and friends and faculty, and thank you, Buena, for coming. I live in Buena, thank you for representing. And I just want to say that Buena puts on a very special competition in March called the Buena Great Race, which we enjoy very much as well. So we're glad to have you come to ours, I guess, once in a while, every 4 years. And I'm very proud of my team. I think they did excellent today, always proud of them, and I like the way they work together. I think that's my favorite part. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, coming up to make the final determination and to present the winning trophy, which is right below my podium, after she makes that determination, will be my friend and yours, Judge Julie.
So there were two challenges. The first was about a question relating to the most abundant element in the human body. It was Buena's question. They answered hydrogen. It was oxygen was listed as the correct answer. Vineland chose carbon. Hydrogen by volume is correct, and oxygen by mass is correct. So Buena is awarded 5 points. The other challenge was about a question which technically was written wrong, so it would be invalid, but it was not from a team member, and it did not change the score. So both got it wrong. Thank you. Back to you.
Okay, so, Ms. Masori, are you kidding? Oh my God. I got to tell you a story. 4 years ago, we had our first academic invitational here at Vineland High School. And the visiting team that year was Buena Regional. And at the beginning of tonight's competition, I said to Buena Regional, I said, I'm glad you're getting to come back because if memory serves me correct, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ms. Volpe, Buena beat Vineland by 1 point. And tonight, Vineland beats Buena by 1 point. Unbelievable. Big round of applause for Vineland. Your winner of the 4th Academic Invitational Bowl. And also, a big round of applause for visiting Buena Regional. It is my pleasure to present to Vineland, and I will be securing this championship label to the front of this beautiful trophy to Miss Vicki Yeager and her team, and who she'd like to see fit. I think it'd be nice if all of you come up.
Especially Captain Bobby Dickinson.
Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, and for the millions of fans watching around the world, thank you for tuning in to Channel 9 News. Have a great evening.